Hello, children. How are you all? I hope that you all are doing fine. Today, the lesson that I'm going to teach is a strange wrestling match of class 6th from the book A Pact with the Sun. So, here I go with the introduction. Through a brave and open mind, one can win over anything, even ghost. Still, one should avoid boasting. This is what this story reveals. It revolves around a man who was caught up in trouble and had to face a ghost because of his boasting. Though, in the end, he wins over the game. Now, summary. Everyone believed that Vijay Singh, the famous wrestler, was just unbeatable. Boasting about big things was his weakness. Once, because of this habit of boasting, he was caught up. He told everyone that he was not afraid of ghosts. Rather, he wished to meet one ghost. Hearing this, someone advised him to visit haunted desert where ghosts roamed freely. Vijay Singh was ready and walked miles to enter the haunted desert. There, a ghost named Natwar appeared in front of him. To hide his fear, Vijay Singh insulted the ghost by calling him plain and stupid ghost. Though Vijay was scared, he wanted to win this game psychologically, so he expressed his wish to fight with the ghost to prove his strength. Vijay's words left the ghost speechless. He also told the ghost not to go by his appearance, as appearances of the person are often deceptive. Seeing his strength and power, the ghost thought of defeating Vijay Singh by some other means. So he invited him to his house to spend a night with him. Vijay agreed to it after some negotiation. At night, the ghost tried to kill him by hitting. Fortunately, Vijay Singh was not on the bed and was saved. When in the morning, the ghost found him alive. He got scared of Vijay Singh and ran away from the place, leaving behind all the wealth. Now, let me read the first paragraph of this lesson. There was once a wrestler called Vijay Singh, a tall man with massive shoulders and muscular arms. He towered over others like a giant. Vijay Singh, people said, was a born wrestler and could beat all other wrestlers in the world. This Pahalwan had but one shortcoming, which often landed him in awkward situations. He was fond of boasting. One day he was sitting in the marketplace surrounded by several young men. After drinking many glasses of milk, he suddenly proclaimed, "Why are people afraid of ghosts? I am not. I wish I met a stout ghost. I would teach him a lesson." There were murmurs of applause as well as apprehension among the young men. "If you walk alone at night through the haunted desert," one of them said, "you are sure to meet ghosts. They roam there freely. Strange shrieks and moans can be heard all over the place. Travelers have been looted and killed. Would you really want to go there?" Vijay Singh's mighty heart missed a beat or two. Why did he have to boast? "Yes, I have heard of the haunted desert," he said nonchalantly. "I think it's just a fairy tale." "Oh no," said one of his admirers. "It's true. This place is 10 miles to the west on the road to Jaisalmer. The landmark is an ugly black rock that looks like the head of a camel. Beyond that, there is nothing but sand and wilderness and, of course, ghosts." Almost the entire village turned up that evening to bid farewell to Vijay Singh, who was ready to set out west. Just then, an old woman came forward and thrust a small packet into his hands, and Vijay Singh started walking into the red sunset of the desert. As he walked, the night deepened, the moon was bright, and the stars shone clearly in the Rajasthan sky. Still a few miles short of his destination, Vijay Singh remembered the old woman's packet. He opened it and found nothing but a lump of salt and an egg. The old woman was well known for her eccentricities. As Vijay Singh stepped into the haunted desert, he heard a voice. Vijay Singh, you will get lost in the desert. Come this way. I'm your friend, Natvar. At once Vijay Singh realized it was not his friend, but a ghost. Trying to sound brave, he called back, Where are you, my dear Natvar? It's dark and I cannot see you. Come here and show me the way. Like all good wrestlers, Vijay Singh wanted to size up his enemy. Soon the ghost appeared at his side. Vijay Singh peered into his face and declared, You are just a plain lying ghost anyway. Now I don't have to walk all night. I was longing to meet you. Not used to insults. The ghost was taken aback. People generally started back in horror when they met him. They often fainted. But here was this unfeeling creature claiming he wanted to meet a ghost? It didn't make sense. Really? I don't know why you long to meet me, the ghost said. That proves, said Vijay Singh in a bored voice, that you are a stupid ghost. The least a ghost can do is to read a man's thoughts. However, a worthless ghost like you is better than no ghost. The fact is, I am tired of wrestling with men. I want to fight with a ghost. The ghost was speechless, marshalling his ghostly wits. He made an attempt to look Vijay Singh scornfully in the eye. Frankly, he said, You don't appear all that strong to me. Appearances can be deceptive, Vijay Singh said. Take your own case. You claim to be Natvar, though actually you are a rascal of a ghost. If you doubt my strength, let me give you a demonstration of it. Now, kids, I am providing you the explanation, so you have the book right in front of you. Listen to me carefully. I have completed the paragraphs now. It's a must that you must listen to the explanation which I am going to provide you. Once there was a wrestler named Vijay Singh. He was a tall man with big shoulders and strong muscular arms. In comparison to others, he looked like a giant. People were of the opinion that he was a born wrestler and was unbeatable. This Pahalwan had one flaw that landed him into troubles. It was his habit of speaking too proudly of his possessions. One day, while sitting in the market with many young men, and after having milk, he announced that he was not afraid of ghosts. Rather, he wanted to meet a ghost and teach him a lesson. People started whispering, some were praising and some were showing suspicion and fears. One young man told him that at night, if he could walk alone through the haunted desert, there he would surely meet ghosts. Ghosts roamed there freely. Strange sounds were often heard there. Travelers were looted and killed. Vijay Singh was little scared and also repented for speaking that. Yet he said very casually that he knew about the place and in his opinion it was nothing but a fairy tale. One of his admirers exclaimed that was true and told him the location of the place. It was 10 miles to the west on the road to Jaisalmer. The easily recognizable sign was an ugly looking black rock like the head of a camel. Beyond that, there was nothing except the jungle and ghosts. Vijay Singh set out for his journey to the haunted place and the whole village came to bid him farewell. An old lady threw a packet in his hands and he started walking towards the desert. As he kept walking, the night grew dark, the moon became bright, and the stars were clearly visible in the Rajasthan sky. After a few miles, Vijay Singh recalled the packet given by that old lady. He opened it and found a lump of salt and an egg. This old woman was famous for her strange behaviors. As soon as Vijay Singh stepped into the haunted desert, a voice called him and asked him to follow it. This voice told him that he was his friend Natvar. Vijay Singh came to know that it was a ghost Showing that he was not scared, rather brave, Vijay Singh called back and asked the ghost his whereabouts as he was not able to see him due to the darkness. Seeing the ghost just like a good wrestler, Vijay wanted to guess his enemy's power. Shortly, the ghost made himself visible and Vijay Singh looked at his face carefully and said that the ghost was a liar. He had wanted to meet him for quite a long time and would not have to walk anymore. Hearing this kind of insulting words, the ghost was surprised. Generally, people were scared of him, and seeing him, they started running and fainted. But this case was completely opposite. He wanted to meet the ghost. In surprise, the ghost asked him if that was true. Now, kids, let me give you the meaning of those difficult words which are there in the book or in those paragraphs. The first one is wrestler. And the meaning of wrestler is a person who fights with others as a part of game or sport. Next, awkward. The meaning of awkward is to cause worry or problem. Stout. The meaning of stout is fat and solid. Haunted. The meaning of haunted is place visited by ghost. Nonchalantly, let me just read the spelling. Nonchalantly. Nonchalantly, to behave in a calm manner that shows disinterest. Landmarked, place or building that can be easily recognized. The next word is wilderness. The meaning of wilderness, an area which is not inhabited by human beings. Thrust, Thrust, to push forcefully. Size up, the meaning of that is to guess. Taken aback, surprise. Marshalling, the meaning of marshalling is reordering, and let me read the spelling of marshalling. Marshalling, marshalling, which means reordering. Kids, now I'm moving ahead to the question and answer sections, okay? You have them in your book. If you miss writing the answers, you may rewind and then you may listen and write them. Question number 1. What was Vijay Singh's weakness? Which awkward situation did it push him into? Answer to that is, his weakness was boasting. He was pushed to land on a haunted desert. Question number 2. Was the old woman's gift to Vijay Singh eccentric? Why? Answer, yes, it was eccentric, an egg and a lump of salt. Question number 3. Why did Vijay Singh ask the ghost disguised as Natwar to come closer? Answer to that is, he asked him to come closer because as a good wrestler, he wanted to guess the power of his enemy. Number 4. What made the ghost speechless and why? Answer, Vijay Singh's brave and insulting words made the ghost speechless because because no one ever spoke and behaved like that with him. Question number 5, this is the last one. Why did Vijay Singh say appearances can be deceptive? Answer to that is, Vijay Singh said so to scare the ghost. Kids, that is all for this lesson. I hope to see you next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.